talked about the first time all the different methods of technology that were available, we talked about a few of the favorite things that we use from technology every day in our job and also in our personal life and our cattle as well. So we're going to start off by talking about some of the apps that are out there, and of course there's an app for everything. So Sarah's going to share with us a few of the apps that we use on a daily basis.
So anymore, a lot of us have smartphones and we have all sorts of apps all over them, just like he said. But some of the ones that we particularly like, thinking on the agriculture side, one of which is the Cattle Market mobile app. The Cattle Market mobile app, you can search for price data for a lot of our local markets. You can search Tennessee as a whole. You can search to see what the prices are in other states and counties as well. So it's just a really great resource, and it's very user friendly, and it'll even send you notifications. So when a market report has been posted for maybe one of your favorite markets, you can have that notification pop up, so you'll be reminded to check cattle prices locally. Another one that I particularly like that we use here on the farm a lot, and I think would be of value to a lot of other cattle producers, is the Mississippi State University Extension Service Cattle Calculator. So I know that's a lot of words, but I just call it the MSU Cattle Calculator. And it's a really good resource for reproductive type measures. So you can type in when a cow was bred or when a cow calved, and it'll populate the breeding date or the calving date, respectively. You can also figure average daily gain really easily on that one. So that is something, if we've got some stocker producers or even people who are backgrounding calves before they market them, average daily gain is something that's very important and affects our bottom line. So that particular app has that resource, and it's very easy to use. One that we also particularly like, every farmer that I've ever met constantly is asking the question, well, how much rain did you get at home yesterday? And everybody's got a rain gauge posted out at the barn and that type of thing. And those are all handy, but what happens when you forget to, empty the rain gauge the night before? So sometimes that is accurate, and sometimes it's maybe not as accurate as we'd like for it to be. There's an app for that. It's called Rain Gauge, and you can set it up to where it'll measure different parts of your farm as a whole, whatever the case may be, and it will tell you the precipitation, whether it came in the form of rain or snow or whatever the case may be, over the past 24 hours. And it updates every hour. So that one's a very, very good one that we like as well. There's one called Beef Cow BCS, and it's a way that you can keep track of body condition score in your cattle. It's really simple. You can break it up by pasture. You can put in tag IDs, and it literally gives you pictures, and you scroll till you find the picture that most resembles the flesh and condition of that animal. And we know body condition score is something important to keep track of for the nutrition and the health of our animals as well. The last two apps that we'll talk about real briefly, one has to do with IDing certain weeds. So farmers always come to us with questions wanting to know, okay, well, what is this weed that I found in my pasture? Well, if you are not available to get to us, or you're just curious on your own, or maybe this could be a fun activity you can do with your kids, you can use the ID Weeds app. And what that ID Weeds app does is you can search for different names. So if you think you know what it is, you can search for it that way, or you can type in the box where it has pictures, and you can look at the different pictures as well. And then of course we're always going to talk about record keeping. There are many different record keeping apps out there. So what we suggest with that one is search your app store, search your Play Store, and find the one that works best for you.
And that kind of leads us on to our websites, or our online resources that we might have. And, I'll go back and say whether it's an app or whether it's an online resource in terms of a web page, especially on things like Weed ID, realize that there are very small, minute differences between a lot of these plants and weeds. So make sure that you search out until you feel really confident that you've got positive identification. But our Tennessee Market Highlights, I wanted to mention, that is available every Friday on the UT Ag Economics webpage. If you'll do a Google search for University of Tennessee Ag Economics, and then there is a tab for the Market Highlights, and there'll be a year's worth of those on there. and they're posted every Friday. Now, we're kind of in a unique situation here because I have people who look at this and then they call me and say, well, my calf didn't bring that. And you have to understand, we're in the far eastern part of the state. This is a series of markets all across the state of Tennessee that is averaged together. So averages are bad things because nobody's average. Half is above average, half is below average. That's how you end up with those. But keep in mind too that a calf that sells in West Tennessee is already 400 miles closer to the market than a calf sold in East Tennessee. So there are differences in prices that are related back to the amount of transportation as well. But this is a really good resource for you to get some historical data as well as current data. Then the Beef and Forage Center, which is utbeef.com, and you can go there. They have a really good source of publications, and just about anything related to beef cattle, forages, dairy, row crops, that type of thing. And they have a wonderful YouTube channel as well, so that you can see a lot of videos on how to do different things. Our Soil and Plant Pest Center in Nashville has a web page, but it also has a really good Facebook page. And their Facebook page is a great resource to go on and look at different things that they've had come into the office that they consider to be unique, and also about taking soil samples, submitting samples, submitting weed ID, pest IDs, things of that nature. And of course, we've got a multitude of social medias out there as well. So take a look at all of those different types of things. Breed associations, things like the Angus Association, Hereford Association, Charolais Association, all of those guys have really good tools and calculators on their websites, and a lot of them have apps as well. They'll help you in reproductive management as well as keeping records. And don't overlook, if you're in using some artificial insemination, but even if you're not, a lot of the bull studs, like different companies that sell semen, will have a lot of different apps available, plus a lot of different calculators on their websites as well. So get creative, but keep in mind, like we said in our first video, make sure that that information is research-based and not just based on something that happened one time on one farm.
Well, we thank y'all for tuning in. We hope that these resources are beneficial to you. And if you've got any questions, of course, always reach out to us. Thanks for joining us for Tailgate University.
Stay safe.